So, I'm going to be doing a review of Wolverine versus Predator, or Predator versus Wolverine. This was a comic that was sent to me by my good friend Chris. Chris, brother, thank you once again. This was a crossover I have been dying to read. Like, this was a crossover I was straight up like when it got announced. Like, straight up, when this comic got announced, I was like, oh my god, I have to get this book as soon as it comes out in trade. And most of you guys have wondered, like, why do I spend more time in trade than I get these in single issues? There's a comic book store not too far away from me, so why don't I, why don't I do singles instead of collected? Well, it's just kind of easier for me to have this all at once rather than, wait a month, wait once a month for every new issue to come out. And also, it also saves space. I only have a limited amount of space here. So, that's kind of one of the reasons. So, yeah. So, Wolverine versus Predator, or Predator versus Wolverine. It feels better. It feels right calling it Wolverine versus Predator, because it feels like Logan should get the top billing here. So, this is the first Marvel Alien Predator crossover we've gotten, but it is mainly Predator. And it's funny, too, because, you'd think they would, Marvel would be faster to do Alien and Predator crossovers with the Marvel franchise. Hell, apparently, the editor-in-chief at Marvel said, we're going to take things slow and not do they haven't done an Alien versus Predator book yet. This is the first Versus book from Marvel, and it involves the Predator. But this was the crossover everybody was wanting. This was the one thing, this was first and foremost when Marvel got the Alien and Predator franchises from Dark Horse because of the 20th Century Fox buyout. The first thing everyone said was, when are you doing Wolverine versus Predator? That was the one everyone wanted them to do, was, when are you doing Wolverine versus Predator? Even the writer, Ben Percy, was like, he would always go talk to, I can't pronounce the guy's, C.V. Sabinski, the editor-in-chief at Marvel, and be like, so when am I going to be able to do that book? He has a deep voice that I can't mimic. But Ben Percy, annoyed CB for months before he got the green light to do a Predator versus Wolverine. And yeah. So this is written by the writer of Wolverine, Ben Percy, like I said. It's a 4-issue miniseries with artwork varying from Greg Land... Let me just go through the list of artists real quick. Ken Lashley, Greg Land, Andrea DeVito, Hayden Sherman, Kei Zama, and Gavin Guidry. A lot of people, because it deals with different eras. So for those who are not in the know of what this comic is about, basically what it is that Wolverine has been this talks about a secret history between Wolverine and a Yautja hunter who has been hunting him since his early days in Canada. And it cuts between a present-day fight that is meant to be the final fight between him and the Yautja, and it cuts in between those with images of the past in each of these 4 issues. What's interesting is that for 4 issues, it tells a whole story and doesn't feel rushed. Usually with a lot of Ben Percy's comics, one of my complaints with those books is he kind of finishes them way too fast. It really feels like he rushes them. He rushes the ending. Especially, it's very egregious. And I talked about this in my Wolverine Ghost Rider Weapons of Vengeance review. I talked about how, Ben Percy is really egregious when it comes to any kind of comic that any kind of story. He usually sprints to the finish line when he realizes, oh shit, the story is ending, I gotta book it to the end. But here, for 4 issues, he gets it right. He really does get it right. This is a very bloody comic. This is a bloody and brutal book and you wouldn't want it any other way between these 2 characters. Logan and the Predator go at each other throughout history. Of course, there's one with the beginning. And it doesn't go off with on the right foot, because we start off with Greg Land art. Yeah, and it's not great, especially how he draws the Predator. And in a way, I do understand. The Predator is meant to be younger. This is a young Predator. so I kind of forgive it. But look at this art. It's Greg Land art, and I swear to God, he's straight up like just... he just drew a picture. He just traced over a picture of a orca and just drew a predator in a generic pose on top. Because that's what he does. Like, what more can I say about Greg Land artwork and how bad it is and how it brings down a story, no matter what it is. But yeah, it's a brutal book. The second issue deals with them with Wolverine and Team X battling the Predator, and there's great little references in here because it's the Team X going into like a South American country, and there's like neat little references to Predator in here. Like Wolverine says, "We got to dig in deep like an Alabama tick," and I'm like, that was a good one. I'll give you that one, Percy. So Percy does know when to use Predator references and use them well, and also have and know his shit about Wolverine history. Like this dude clearly did his homework on everything, obviously, referencing Wolverine during the Weapon X program, which honestly feels kind of weird that, I'm going to spoil this real quick, that Professor Thornton, the guy who reprogrammed Logan, basically took inspiration from the Predator's helmet to make the Weapon X helmet. That was weird, but yeah. This is a great book, and I know the sales did really well for this comic, so I really hope we get an announcement soon that the next crossover will be with Alien. We get an Alien crossover next. I hope to God we get an Alien crossover next, and hopefully, I'm hoping we get an announcement like April 24th, because that's LV42. Well, excuse me, it'd be April 26th, 426 to LV426. I always try to say the 24th, so excuse me, I try to, because, 42, I guess 24, it blends in my mind, whatever, I'm rambling. But yeah, I'm hoping, like, Alien Day, we get an actual Alien crossover, so yeah. If you haven't already, go check this book out. It's everything you wanted for, and then some, for a crossover that we've all been waiting for, and it's finally here, and I'm very happy for it. And hopefully it kicks open the door to more Alien and Predator, and maybe even some Planet of the Apes crossovers too, from Marvel. Anyway, so if you've read Predator vs. Wolverine, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Chris, thank you once again for the comic, and other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.